What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow for NIO and answer the question, is NIO about to explode? Is NIO about to make some very bullish price action, or is this thing going to kind of like drop down for the future? So I'm going to actually talk about what you should be looking out for, the key zones for NIO, and also why on earth NIO is showing a lot more strength than before. Now, before I break anything down about NIO, before I talk about what on earth the chart is suggesting, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,500. And you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. This is a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 2 weeks, so please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, this thing is currently up about 2.68%. The market closes in about 10 minutes at the time I'm recording this, and NIO is holding up pretty darn well relative to SPY and most stocks out there. So I want to actually talk about the significance of this and why this is actually a good sign. If we look at the Fear and Greed Index, okay, right now the market is pretty neutral. It actually went from being super fearful to now neutral, and it's going to show that a lot of people are kind of forgetting the bear market as of right now. And I do look at this as not the best of signs, because once the market turns more greedy, once people become more excited, that's when the bears could always step in again. Now, if we look at SPY, this thing is actually red while NIO is holding up. Now, the SPY did make a big move, and after that, it actually started to drop, and that's very similar to what NIO did. It actually made a big move, but instead of dropping into the red, like how SPY did, NIO actually is still green, so it's showing a lot of improvement compared to before, and I do see this as a pretty good sign. Look at SPY, we got rejected off 415. We're starting to drop, but then we started an uptrend from there. So the thing about SPY is it's really tricky. Sometimes this thing just makes moves out of nowhere when you least expect them. And we do have a gap, some gaps down here. We have tons of gaps down, so it is eventually going to come down. But I'm not sure if we're ready to do that just yet, and that's the warning I have for everyone. Now, there is also a possibility that SPY holds up and actually pushes up above 415 for tomorrow before getting some downside. But right now, it's basically trading flat. I mean, it's just barely down 0.14%. It was showing some strength earlier today. So right now, the market is overall kind of flat, but NIO is actually pushing up now. And I did mention this in my previous video. Look at the ranges I was talking about, okay? If you look at the range I was talking about for the last couple of days, I was talking about NIO trading between this 19, 15, 20.8 zone. It was just bouncing back and forth between here for many days since the very start of August. Then I mentioned to you guys that if NIO got a break above 20.8, I would look out for 21.5, right? Where did NIO get rejected today? 21.47, super close to what I told you. And you could see that 20.8 previous resistance level is now holding up as support. It's actually holding NIO as of right now. So that is a good sign for NIO. If NIO holds these levels, I do expect price action in this upper range, and you can see NIO slowly starting to respect an uptrend like I mentioned previously. The only thing that concerned me was SPY and the overall market kind of taking a hit, and that's the only thing I really saw that could push NIO down. And until then, it does look like NIO is slowly trying to push up, and it's looking a lot better. So is NIO going to just straight up explode? The answer is not necessarily, but if we do consider a move all the way up to like 22 as an explosion, then yes, I do think it's possible for NIO to actually come and fill this gap up here at the $22 level. That would be at around 22.59. Maybe around there. I mean, it depends on the time frame you use, but you understand my point. It is very possible for NIO to fill this gap before getting a rejection later on. And I would say that that's a lot more likely to happen than us starting to just tank straight down. Now, remember, just because NIO is just green today doesn't mean it has to be green every single day to get there, but I am anticipating a pretty decent day for tomorrow. It might be a little bit flat, but I still think NIO could close at least somewhat in the green because it's showing a lot more strength than before. And that's as a result of many different factors. That also includes not just the overall market, but the fact that they had the deliveries come out. Many people look down at the July deliveries. I understand that, but you have to remember they're still up 26.7% year over year, and they still actually broke the 10,000 mark, making it the second highest monthly monthly deliveries for NIO in its history. And we are seeing, what I mentioned was, when this happened, typically when NIO gets these deliveries coming out, NIO tends to actually perform well, and we're starting to see a bit of an improvement compared to before. Now, additionally, I want to talk about some other big piece of news before I give you guys my price prediction. And we're seeing a lot of progress being made at NIO Park. And that's absolutely incredible because right now, we're seeing big moves to be made. We're seeing a lot of improvement in their factories. We're seeing a lot more production. We're seeing better customer service based off the fact that NIO has all these cafes now opening. And I mean, it's just absolutely brilliant. And the progress they're making, the speed at which this is being done is incredible. I mean, I have to give them respect for that. I mean, I'm not trying to get political or be divisive or anything like that. I'm just admiring the progress they're making, the fundamentals of this company, and the improvements they are making to ecosystems and the world, believe it or not. So with that said, I finally want to transition into what I think NIO is going to do for tomorrow as I give you guys my price prediction. And I did mention yesterday that I did see NIO actually kind of trading kind of green, and I did mention it could actually push up to this range. That's what we're starting to see. Now, my only concern is the fact that NIO just barely entered this range, so it is possible for it to kind of break below it for some time. And we're just getting used to this higher level, so it may take a little time for us to slowly break above it. But for tomorrow, what I am anticipating for the markets is, as long as the markets hold up, we could see more price action in this range. So let me actually move the chart like this, just to make this clear. And then I'm also going to talk about support and resistance levels. So for NIO, tomorrow, as we open, we could get another nice move to about 21.5. After that, we might actually kind of trade sideways. We might slowly come down, and we might try to hold like 21. And if we do end up testing 20.8, I would like to see a nice bounce and a hold up like this. And I do think it is possible for NIO to actually close around the low $21 level, at least somewhat in the green. So I'm still anticipating some nice price action here, but always remember something. All right. If NIO breaks 21.5, this thing has the potential to start testing that 22 resistance level right over here, 22. It's going to be a little tricky to break into that, so that's the key zone to also look out for. If NIO can't break past 21.5, it's probably going to stay in this range, and the next support zone is 20.8, so look out to see if 20.8 holds. If you're watching this and somehow we actually break below it, so it is possible for us to actually come a little lower for some time, maybe like this, but overall, I mean, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. If this thing can't actually break all the way up again, it could actually come all the way down and test that 20.17 level, or like the range around there. And if that doesn't hold us, all right, remember these ranges. If that doesn't hold us, this thing could come all the way down to 19.5, 19.4, like around there. So that's where the other key support zone is. So be on the lookout for that. As of right now, NIO is following a pattern where it's now trading at a higher range. I do think it's very likely it kind of holds this range, but always be on the lookout for those other support and resistance levels. With that said and done, I want to thank each and every one of you for listening. Please have an absolutely fantastic rest of the day, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next video. NIO to the moon, because the long-term future is still very bright, and I do think NIO is going to make some very bullish moves soon. Is it going to explode tomorrow? Probably not, but in the next couple of days, next trading days, it could actually make a very nice move all the way up into the $22 level before getting another rejection from there. So if you define a 10% move up as an explosion, sure, I think it has potential. Short term, the market could still be kind of bearish a little bit later once the SPY gets rejected and starts filling those gaps. But long term, remember, the market's going to recover. NIO is going to come back too. So just don't worry. Anyways, like I was about to say, stay strong, be safe, and be ready for tomorrow. NIO to the moon. The long-term future is super bright, and peace out.